to the United Nations in New York and the Consulate General of Pakistan in New York, to an evening where history quietly reveals itself and culture brings us together. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the showcase of the Gandhara civilization and the Buddhist heritage of Pakistan, a homage to a world carved in grace and anchored in peace. Let us begin the journey together along the monastic paths of Takht-e-Baqi, beneath the sacred Bodhi trees of Savad, and through the wisdom sculpted ruins of Texila. The Gandhara civilization was not loud. It whispered. It meditated. It invited the world to look inward and to elevate outward through beauty. What you will witness this evening is not simply a celebration of artifacts, it is a reclamation of presence. These pictures are current. To formally begin the program, we share with you a message from the Honorable Foreign Secretary of Pakistan, Ms. Amna Baloch, reflecting the significance of this cultural moment. May we please have the documentary on screen, please?
Excellencies and representatives to the United Nations, Honorable Consul Generals, officials from the Office of the Manhattan District Attorney and the Mayor's Office, distinguished members of Pakistani American community, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to address virtually from Islamabad on the occasion of the exhibition, Whispers from Gandhara, hosted by the Consul General of Pakistan in New York and a permanent mission to the United Nations. This evening, we do more than open a gallery. We open a window into the soul of an ancient civilization that once thrived in the region now proudly called Pakistan. With the roots of Pakistan's civilizational identity stretch back thousands of years, from the meticulously planned cities of the Indus Valley to the meditative stillness of Gandhara's monastic sites. These are not merely chapters in our national history, they are enduring contributions to the shared heritage of humanity. This exhibition brings to light 39 ancient artifacts comprising tranquil statues of the Buddha, depictions of monastic life, sacred motifs, and ceremonial vessels such as bowls and jars. Each item speaks not only of exquisite craftsmanship but of spiritual depth and cultural richness. For decades, these treasures were displaced from their homeland, looted, smuggled, and scattered across borders. Their return today is a story of justice, persistence, and international cooperation. On behalf of the government and people of Pakistan, I extend our profound gratitude to District Attorney Alvin Bragg and his exceptional team, and the law enforcement and cultural institutions of New York. Our commitment to righting historical wrongs and upholding the sanctity of cultural heritage deserves the highest praise. The recovery and repatriation of these artifacts is not only a triumph for Pakistan, it is victory for all nations that believe in the protection of history, identity, and dignity. Pakistan remains steadfast in its resolve to safeguard its cultural legacy. We are enhancing our legal frameworks, investing in awareness and education, and building partnerships with international institutions to fight the trafficking of antiquities. We value and view our heritage not as relics of the past, but as bridge to a more enlightened and interconnected future. I commend the tireless efforts of the Council General in New York, our mission to the United Nations, and all partner organizations who have made this event possible. I also thank the distinguished representatives, cultural leaders, and friends of Pakistan gathered here this evening in celebration and solidarity. May this exhibition remind us that the past, if preserved and honored, can be a source of unity and strength. and may it renew our shared commitment to respect, protect, and celebrate the cultural richness that define our humanity. I thank you all.
Thank you. Consul General Amir Ahmed Atazai to offer his welcome remarks and formally open this evening of remembrance, return, and reverence. You have the floor, sir.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and a very warm welcome to the Consulate General of Pakistan. It is a privilege to host you all for this special exhibition, Whispers from Gandhara, jointly organized by the Permanent Mission of Pakistan to the United Nations and in collaboration with the Office of the Manhattan District Attorney. Ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate not only the return of priceless artifacts to Pakistan, but also the enduring legacy of two of the world's oldest and most remarkable civilizations, the Indus Valley Civilization and Gandhara, both rooted in the soil of present-day Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, from the meticulously planned cities of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa to the spiritual heights of Buddhist Gandhara, Pakistan is the custodian of an unparalleled cultural heritage. The region has been a cradle of ancient urban life, a hub of intellectual and spiritual exchanges, and a bridge between civilizations. The artifacts on display tonight are silent storytellers, reminders of a time when art, faith, and learning flourished across our lands. Ladies and gentlemen, this exhibition is particularly personal for me as well. I come from Nowshera, a town in Pakistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, just a short drive from Takht Bai, one of the most important Buddhist monastic complexes in Gandhara, and a UNESCO World Heritage Site as well. As a child and later as a student of history and literature, I walked through the ruins of Takht Bai, stood before its ancient stupas, and felt the quiet echo of civilizations that once led the path of spiritual wisdom across Asia. Now, to see these recovered Gandharan sculptures in New York, awaiting their return home, I am feeling deeply moved. Over the past few years, Pakistan has worked closely with authorities here in New York to recover stolen antiquities trafficked out of our country. I am pleased to note that over 500 artifacts have been repatriated in this partnership, including Indus era pottery and Gandharan Buddhist masterpieces. Ladies and gentlemen, we are deeply grateful to District Attorney Alvin Bragg and his dedicated team who are present here with us tonight, especially the Antiquities Trafficking Unit for their leadership and commitment to cultural justice. Your efforts are not only commendable, they are historic. We also extend sincere appreciation to the Department of Homeland Security investigations and to all those who have contributed to the identification, recovery, and safe return of these objects back to Pakistan. Each artifact being returned is not just a physical object, it is a piece of Pakistan's identity, a fragment of our civilizational soul. Their return is a restoration of history, of dignity, and of rightful ownership. The Gandharan pieces on display today, serene Buddha, meditative Bodhisattvas, narrative reliefs, reflect a unique fusion of Greco-Roman aesthetics with South Asian spirituality. They symbolize peace, compassion, and cultural convergence. At a time when the world is in search of dialogue and harmony, Gandhara reminds us that civilizations thrive when they embrace open and exchanges. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan remains committed to protecting its heritage, and to promoting it not only as a part of our national identity, but also as a contribution to the shared heritage of humanity. We are proud to present these artifacts here in New York, where global voices converge and where the importance of cultural restitution is both understood and acted upon. In closing, I thank all our partners, colleagues, and guests for joining us this evening today. This exhibition deepen our appreciation for the power of history, the value of preservation, and the timeless beauty of civilizations that still whisper to us from the stone of Gandhara in the soil of Indus. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy this exhibition. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind remarks. We now invite you to turn your eyes to the screen and your thoughts to the past as we present a short film that captures the soul of Gandhara. Let the imagery transport you to sacred courtyards, ancient temples, and silent stone faces that once watched over empires and monks alike. Can we please have the documentary on the screen? Counsel General Muhammad Umar Sheikh for a presentation.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today's presentation explores Whispers from Gandhara, a civilizational journey through art, memory, and cultural resilience. We will trace the historical depth, artistic brilliance, and enduring legacy of Gandhara through some of the artifacts from Pakistan. So, going through the overview of the presentation, we will first delve into the etymology that where the name originates from. What is the extent of Gandhara? Where does it exist? The overview of the political history. How did we get the Gandhara art which we have today? And some of the UNESCO heritage sites of Pakistan. So, coming on, Gandhara means the land of fragrance. It originates from the word Gandha, which means fragrance because of the spice and its fragrances associated with the Silk Road and the trade which was being done because of the spices, which gave Gandhara its importance in the center of the Silk Route. It was the cradle of Buddhist art. It was at the cultural crossroads. It was the center of Buddhist pilgrimage. It provided the Silk Road connectivity. It provided the artistic legacy. And it is an asset for the modern day Pakistan. The Gandhara which we see today exists in the northern region of Pakistan and eastern Afghanistan. The excavated sites are mainly in the city of Peshawar, Potohar Plateau till the Kabul River, and it existed from 1st millennium BC till the 2nd millennium CE. The main cities were Peshawar, Taxila, and Sada. These are the places where the ancient heritage sites from the Gandhara exist to date. So this is the map of the location of the Gandhara major sites. Whatever you see in red, it's the northern Pakistan and the eastern Afghanistan, and that is what covers the entire Gandhara region. So, giving a brief overview of the political history of Gandhara, there is a series of empires and civilizations which kept ruling over this piece of land with so many important culturally and ancient heritage sites. Starting from the Ashemids in the 600 BC till the Hindu Shahi in the 9th and 10th century CE. This existed over a span of 1500 to 2000 years. And that is where we get the Gandhara and the Buddhist heritage of today. This is one of the most important slides which I want everyone to delve into and understand because it signifies that over a course of period, how various civilizations have actually provided us what we have today. If you look at this image of Buddha, this is a typical depiction of Buddha setting the wheel of Dharma, representing that Buddhist teachings and the path to enlightenment. Around the head of Buddha, there is a halo, representing that he has reached enlightenment. But if you look at the face and expressions, they are not Asian. If you look at the robes of the drape, they are not Asian. So the influence behind this Buddha is Greek, and it's the Greco-Roman style of Buddhist figure which we see today. To understand where this influence comes from in Asia, it is important to know that this actually came over the various conquests by various rulers and civilizations which ruled over this piece of land, starting from Alexander's conquest in the 4th century BEC to the Maurya dynasty, to the Greco-Bactrian kingdom, the Greco-Parthian kingdom, and to the Kushan Empire. So for 600 years, there was no image of Buddha. It was represented by coins, pottery, and various other things. The Gandhara civilization never had the Buddha which we see today, which came in during the Kushan era and especially during the time of King Kanisha in the 1st century CE. For 500 years, the Buddha was just represented by the Dharma wheel in the form of a stupa or in the form of a portrait. It was 600 years later, because of the Roman influence, and the conquest of various Greek civilizations, that they provided the artistic sense and the concept of making sculptures, that how these Buddha figures came into existence. Thousands of these images were produced, thousands of sculptures were produced because of this civilizational impact. And the point here is that the heritage that we have today is not just any specific group of people, it's a heritage of a common world. It has a Roman influence, it has a Greek influence, it has the Asian influence, and that is what makes it a common heritage for all of us. So here the culture continues, and from this figure of Buddha emanates various stories and folklores and tales and spread to parts of the world, from China till South Korea and all other places, just from this small area which has so much ancient and historical significance for the world. Now, some glimpses of the artifacts which we have on display today. First one is the dream of Queen Maya. A serene Queen Maya dreams of a celestial white elephant, foretelling the divine birth of Buddha. This artifact is from the 2nd century CE. The important thing about the artifact is the detail in the expression of the faces. If you have a closer look, the satisfaction, the divinity, the and if you have a look at one of the disciples who is hearing Queen Maya, the satisfaction and the interest which is just revealed through this one sculpture tells the entire story. The next one, scene of Buddha's Mahaparinirvana. The Buddha lives in peaceful repose as his followers grieve, capturing the sacred stillness in his final transcendence into the nirvana. So this was the final passing of Buddha, and it shows the grief and how his disciples are holding him from around. This is a wonderful piece of art, and you will be having a look at it. Next, we have the Buddha and the devotees with sacrificial ram. So, a sacrificial ram, which alludes to a Jatka tale. So, Jatka tale are basically folk stories from the Buddhist culture, and with an allegorical episode of compassion and renunciation. So, this piece is also from 2nd to 3rd century. Lastly, we have the Mother Goddess. This is the smallest of all pieces, but the most interesting of all. This is from 2600 BC, more than 4500 to 5000 year old piece. And this holds a special recognition in the Buddhist culture. Radiating divine femininity, the mother goddess figurine evokes the sacred power of fertility and protection in the ancient Indus life. Moving on to the final part, telling about some of the heritage we have. Pakistan has several UNESCO heritage declared sites, and we are proud to be taking care of this ancient heritage of the world. Two of the most important are, one is Texila and ruins of Takhte Bhai, which our worthy Council General also mentioned, which exist in the northern part of Pakistan. And finally, the region of Gandhara in Pakistan and Afghanistan today has quite a few challenges. They are excellent pieces of cultural heritage that are either looted or destroyed by the likes of Subhash Kapoor. This was a network which was operating, and it smuggled hundreds and thousands of artifacts across the world. And through our collective effort, we are trying to repatriate and trying to bring them to the place where they originated from. Here, far away, we must do all we can to protect and preserve the common heritage of the world. Thank you so much, everyone. So I'll be continuing from here onwards, ladies and gentlemen. Here we concluded our brief journey through the legacy of Gandhara. We now turn to a key partner in the recovery of these treasured artifacts, the New York County's and Manhattan District Attorney's Office. District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who was very much looking forward to attending the event tonight, has to send his regrets due to urgent legal obligations. However, we are honored to be joined by someone whose leadership and expertise have been central to this cause. Colonel Matthew Bogandos, Senior Trial Counsel and Chief of the Antiquities Training Unit, has been at the forefront of efforts to combat cultural property crimes and restore the stolen heritage to its rightful custodians. Colonel Bugandos has not only led the charge on this front, but has done so much with this unwavering dedication and clarity. It is my distinct honor to invite Colonel Matthew Bugandos to deliver remarks on behalf of the District Attorney's Office.
Thank you all. On behalf of Alvin Bragg Jr., the District Attorney of New York County, who truly was looking forward to this evening and who sends his regrets, thank you. Thank you for the honor. Thank you for the privilege of having the opportunity to return to the people of Pakistan their priceless cultural heritage.